Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. Does it look like a bird to you? No? Then why does it do this? And that? No idea. But since it's a folding phone, let's start with the folding mechanism. With the foldables, it's either open or closed, but both Samsung and Huawei give you many other options. And not only do I like it, but I also find it kind of useful. The first thing that concerns me in this Xiaomi's Fold is the sound that it makes when it unfolds. It's not that Samsung or Huawei are perfectly quiet, but when unfolding the Mi Mix Fold, I feel almost guilty. Because it sounds like one part scrubs the other every time I do it, and it feels like I'm closer to breaking it with every move. It says innovation for everyone here. I would probably change the slogan to nothing? Why would you put a slogan on a smartphone? I know it is a Chinese thing. Realme does it too. But unless you're not trying to attract nobody, please don't put any slogans on smartphones. And since we're talking about slogans, this is the phone's box. Or is it a fortune cookie? Always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. It was obviously meant for a fortune cookie, but somehow it landed on a smartphone box. Inside the box there is the phone, a plastic case, a crazy fast charger, no wireless charging though, cables and a VIP service card, probably useful when the phone is broken, didn't have the chance to test it yet. The front screen's ratio would make it a good rear view mirror. Except it's not a great rear view mirror at all. I know people who use this Samsung Z Fold 2 as their daily driver. It also has a weirdly long and narrow front screen, but they say one can get used to it. But this Huawei phone shows us that there's no need to go crazy with the front screen's aspect ratio anymore. Another thing that I'm missing here is the ability to take selfies with this main camera. Samsung Z Fold 2 allows you to do that. I don't know if it's really useful, but it's nice to have this option, and it looks like it's easy to implement. So maybe it's coming to this Xiaomi in the future. I learned that they tend to experiment with the software here. They introduced the PC mode, for example, after this phone was released. And I don't know if it turns Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold into a pocket PC, as this article suggests. Okay, they call it Pocket PC, and that's actually what it is. It looks cool though. But I didn't find it very useful. Maybe with an external keyboard and a mouse, the experience would be more exciting. I mean, this phone, as many others nowadays, is powerful enough to be a pocket PC. And since Samsung has its DeX and Huawei their own system, this is a step forward because you don't need the external monitor. It's all here. The specs. I don't know if I want to bore you with that stuff. It's a flagship. With 60Hz refresh rate screen on the inside and a 90Hz refresh rate screen on the outside. The speakers.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day.
Are loud. And the quality is acceptable. Why do I talk about the quality of speakers in a smartphone? Because I would use a foldable to watch Netflix much more than on a regular smartphone. That's why the quality of the sound of the speakers and foldables is that important to me. On the other hand, the cameras, well, they should be good as well. But in this case, they are said to be revolutionary. The unique liquid lens is special because it's both a telephoto and a macro lens. It lets you zoom up to 30 times and take macro photos. I don't know if it's just me, but macro photography is fun for like 15 minutes. But the presence of the liquid lens seems to give more options to play with the depth of field, and the macro photos, before you get bored with them, are very impressive. Is it really a liquid lens though? Well, I think I can prove it is, but don't take it as a professional explanation because I totally made it up. While taking macro shots of this sleeve, I tried to hold the phone as stable as I could, but as you can see, some movement was involved here, and it results in that jelly-looking effect. There you have it, my explanation. Probably not even true. The rest of the camera setup here is typical for a flagship smartphone. The vids up to 8K, photos resolution up to 108 megapixels, Pro mode both for photos and videos, and many other fun options to play with. It would be a cool smartphone, I think, if it wasn't foldable. The front screen ratio? The way it unfolds makes me feel uncomfortable. Maybe it could be an entry-level foldable. But the price is totally not entry-level. And it will be so easy for Samsung to beat this foldable Xiaomi with their next Z Fold, which comes in 3 months probably. When I reviewed Huawei Mate X2, I thought that it might be the future of foldable phones. And I don't want to sound harsh, but I hope this one is not the future of foldable phones. But then again, let me say something in defense of Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. It's released exclusively for China. And while we and other countries are not used to it, Chinese companies tend to release their products to the domestic market at a very early stage. They kind of skip the prototyping phase and let the clients be the testers. So maybe it's not the good moment for me or you to buy this phone, and they'll probably let us know when they are ready. And maybe they'll even get rid of these slogans. Or maybe they'll just decide that we're not good enough for a foldable Xiaomi, and they will never release one globally. If that happens, you know who to blame. Let me remind you, my name is Kuba, and I noticed that there are so many viewers from India here. Guys, hang in there, fingers crossed. And to all of you, thanks for watching. Have a bearable one, and see you soon.